To have to take a quick pause. Keegan, we have a problem, right?
I we're live now.
Huh?
We are live now.
We're live now?
Yes.
Okay.
Sorry.
All right. Make sure we. Just want to make sure we're live. Okay, good. All right. Just want to make sure
Okay.
we're live. Okay, good. All right. Just want to make sure we're live. Okay, good. All right. Just want to make sure we're live. Okay. All right. We had some problems bringing the show live to you guys, so this is what happens when you have live events. Something will go wrong. What I think we'll do now that everybody's live is we're going to play this song again. This is called Stop Signs, and so that you guys could hear it, and then we'll get the critique right after, okay? So this is Stop Signs by KO and Effects Music. So here we go.
These stop signs on my mind.
KO Effects Music. Let's go.
I woke up with these red eyes. I've been crying all night. Got so much on my mind. Got so much on my mind. I walk these streets so lonely. Feel like no one know me. Am I just wasting time? Is it just a waste of time? Oh, I keep trying to get myself together. Oh, I keep trying. Oh, I refuse to break under the pressure. Oh, I gotta get these stop signs on my mind. These stop signs, my mind. Stop signs, my mind. Stop signs, my mind. My mind. Oh, I gotta get these stop signs. These stop signs on my mind. Stop signs on my mind. On my mind. I gotta get them on my mind. 'Cause everywhere I go, there's an open road. I can see the light at the end of the tunnel. Stop signs, these stop signs, these stop signs. I'ma get them on my mind. I'ma get them on my mind. Yeah, I got these frustrations, trying to test my patience. Got so much on my mind, so much on my mind. I kill those negative vibes. Time for me to get right. No more wasting time. No more wasting time. Oh, I keep trying to get myself together. Oh, I keep trying. I keep trying. Oh, I refuse to break under the pressure. Oh, I gotta get these stop signs on my mind. These stop signs, my mind. Stop signs, my mind. My mind. Oh, I gotta get these stop signs. Stop signs on my mind. Stop signs on my mind. On my mind. I gotta get these stop signs on my mind. 'Cause everywhere I go, there's an open road. I can see the light at the end of the tunnel. Stop signs, these stop signs. I'ma get them on my mind. I gotta get these stop signs on my mind. These stop signs,
KO.
these stop signs on my mind. Stop signs on my mind. Stop signs, my mind. Stop signs. Oh, I gotta get these stop signs. These stop signs on my mind. Stop signs on my mind. Stop signs. I gotta get these stop signs on my mind. Stop signs, my mind. Stop signs, my mind. Stop signs. Oh, I gotta get these stop signs. Stop signs on my mind. Stop signs on my mind. Stop signs. Oh, I gotta get these stop signs. These stop signs on my mind.
Yeah.
On my mind. These stop signs on my mind.
Yeah.
All right. Khalik, you're first. What do you think of this song? Stop Signs.
I like it, man. I like it. I think there's one thing that is it's a judgment call, but for some reason it bugged me. I would do a separate mix without the male voice coming in saying KO and effects music. It just seemed to, it kept shaking me up for some reason. I don't know why. I like the groove, and then I heard it come in, and I just kept thinking why. But yeah, I think it's a great, great production. The girl had a pleasant sound to her voice. I think somebody that is a great vocal producer could probably pull even more out of her, because I heard a couple of things where it sounds like, oh, she's got some stuff in there, and I wouldn't have minded hearing a little more of that. I would give that, let me see, I like that. I'd give that about 8 or 8. What I want to give it 8. I'll give it an 8.
Okay. 8 it is. Mishka.
Okay, this is a tough one because I feel like I'm going to be blaming something on the producer, that, this is something where I feel like the writer did something right and the producer should have pulled the writer back. I'm not sure if you can hear me because I can't hear myself. But I think the pre-hook is too long. That everywhere I go part on the end of the hook should just be the bridge and just call it a day. It shouldn't even be at the end of that hook. It should just go straight back into the hook, back into the verse from the end of the hook, and just call it a bridge at the end. I think it's a really good song. I think she's really a great singer, and I love her island vibe that she throws in on the second verse. I don't want to penalize the writing because of a judgment call from the producer, so I'm going to give this a 9.5.
Beautiful. All right, Clint.
Okay, so intro, I got it. Very sexy and delicious intro. But this, I'm going to go back to what Kalik was saying about this producer band name radio commercial. I mean, we've had this producer. He's really a pro. There's no two ways about it, but I think I'm starting to love it. I don't know yet, but it's Shaft. I don't know. I can't decide, but it's there and it comes by, and every time I make a comment on it, a very solid production, great grooves, great captures, awesome sounds. I think this is a super silky, fun song, and I was in right away. I love the stuff Mishka was saying. This is edit. So that's not a lot to change this song and to probably make it bigger, badder, and better. And what Kalik was saying about potentially the vocal performers, because she is stunning for me. She was so right in the pocket and perfect for this track and vibe. I think the sectional variation is bang on. This is a very important thing for me when I listen to a song, is that when you hear the verse once and then the next time you hear the verse, I don't want it to be abrupt, but little details need to change. And I call these the tiny details. This producer's got this in spades. So it's a checkbox. I think what Michka was doing, this is so good. He's going, let's make it perfect. Very crafty lyrics with great hooks all over the place. And then my key takeaway, man, pop, punchy, sexy track, super fat production, tiny details everywhere, tricky, crafty lyric hooks, and sectional variation kept me in for 3 minutes and 34 seconds. I'll remember this track, and I'm going to give this a 9 out of 10.
Clarissa, can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
Yeah, you're up next. What do you think?
Absolutely love the vocals. Her voice is fantastic. She has a dope singing style too. I love the beat, the bass line. I thought the lyrics were really cool. It definitely makes me want to dance. It's very catchy. And it's easy to tell what the title of the song is, which is good. Easy to sing back. I love the backup vocals, the ad-libs, all the little vocal ear candy. It's definitely a vibe. I really like that vibe. I'm going to give it an 8.5.
It's a very, very good production. I think you guys did a fantastic job. Keep up good work. What can I say? It's tremendous. All right, the next song is Tangled. It's by Michael Roy. He's out of the United States. It's a clean sweep for the USA so far.
I waited 3 years for you, then you call me out of the blue, just as I finally found someone new. I'm still torn about what I should do. You never really left my heart to can't go on. Stuck in alternate reality. This is not how we're supposed to be. Things are so tangled up right now. Gotta make it back to you somehow. Stuck in alternate reality. This is not how we're supposed to be. Things are so tangled up right now. Gotta make it back to you somehow. Seems I was only fooling myself that I could be happy with anyone else. Now I'm staring down a wishing well, feeling like I'm in a prison cell. I'll tear this puzzle apart, jagged pieces of my heart, then put me back together, and I'll stay with you forever. Longing for you. There is one thing that's true. No light of dawn. Without you, I can't go on. Stuck in alternate reality. This is not how we're supposed to be. Things are so tangled up right now. Got to make it back to you somehow. Stuck in alternate reality. This is not how we're supposed to be. Things are so tangled up right now. Gotta make it back to you somehow. Lying awake in bed, thinking of all the words you said, reading between the lines, wishing I had seen the signs. Don't wanna push you away, but there's something that I've got to say. I'm so in love with you, and there's nothing I can do. Stuck in alternate reality. This is not how we're supposed to be. Things are so tangled up right now. Gotta make it back to you somehow. Stuck in alternate reality. This is not how we're supposed to be. Things are so tangled up right now. Gotta make it back to you somehow.
Mishka, can you hear me?
I can now.
Okay, yeah, you're up now.
Okay. So for me, the first verse, I think you could have dug in a little bit harder on those lyrics. I think you could have done a little better. I think that hook, I really love the hook, but I'm going to tell you something right now, and I don't want you to take it as a critique that sticks with you. You are not a baritone singer, so you don't need to be singing down there. You need to raise this key, because you'll sound so much better if you bring the whole thing up a full step. Maybe for you, even two steps. I think you'll just love your voice way better. It's gonna be more exciting, because this is just kind of, it's kind of down there. It doesn't feel as exciting because you're stretching to get down there. So bring the keys up, man. All right. I'm gonna give it 7.
7. Michael Roy, 7. Clint, sir, what do you say?
Yeah. So I gotta wonder, is this a guy or a band? Because I really heard band, and if he was a guy making this sound like a band, then well done. Go get a band. Intro is great. I love this kind of neo grunge vibe. I talked about this fun, band feel. I think his sectional variation and build is well done. I think it's the vibe, but it feels like the song is at least 3 keys too low. So I am with Mishka 100%. I was like, oh my God, I had three steps up. I think this song would be way better. I think the song's fine. I really had no complaints. I don't think it's a banger. It could be a B-side. The more I listen, though, the more I really like this band feel that was coming in the here. So it's more so, I'm talking more about potential of the 10 songs that are in front of them. I love the middle solo section. Again, that's where the band shines. So I think if this is a band, or if this guy keeps writing and gets a band, or if this is their first foray, I think there's some super potential here. So my key takeaway was really total awesome band vibe with a solid indie band song, no complaints, get the key up. It would translate live exceptionally well, especially if it was up a bunch of keys. All in all, great potential. This is a good rock band art voice here. So if it is a band, please keep writing and keep doing more songs. I think there's some potential. But because the song wasn't fantastic per se, and I think the key thing, 7 out of 10.
Clarissa, can you hear me? You're
Yes.
up next.
Love the short intro. Love how the vocals came in right away. Love the drums. I definitely agree with bringing up the key more so his vocals shine. This is just my personal preference, but I thought there was too much rhyming in the beginning, and sometimes it can be seen as a little cheesy. But I love when you get into the longing for you part. That's really cool. I thought some of the vocal phrasing maybe could be improved, just like placement and timing of certain words so that it just sounds smoother and cohesive. I love the last chorus when you're repeating the word somehow at the end. I think it's like a really good solid ending to the song. I'm going to give it a 7.5.
7.5. All right, Kalik, you're up next. Michael Roy.
I think it's the same thing. We all got hit with the same thing. This is a perfect example of this is a guitar player writing a song probably on the guitar first and then trying to sing it, as opposed to finding what matched his voice and playing it there. It was way too low. Um, it's not a bad song, nothing earth shattering, but it definitely needs a little more work. Like they were saying, digging in lyric wise. I didn't even think about it, but I think Clint nailed it with saying this is a band song. If he goes out and gets a band to support him, because he had doubled vocals and effects and all that, octave up, stuff like that, just get some other people with you around you to support this and build it up. I'll give this, because of the key thing, though, a 6.5.
Okay, 6.5. Yeah, this is, the reason we're doing this is for people like you. Michael, just keep writing songs. I think you need some help with lyrics as well. Try to make your lyrics a little bit, just every time a little bit different. Just try to stretch it a little bit, go to the next level, the next level. Don't make it too predictable. I thought I could hear some of your next lines coming a mile away, so that's never a good look. But overall, keep writing and keep sending in your music, okay? So let's go to the next song. Next song is by Daphne, out of the USA. Again, it looks like no other countries are around. It's called End Here. Khalik, what do you think, sir?
I like the song. I like the vibe of it. I would have loved to have heard. It might just be me being a little more old school, but she can sing. She's got a great voice, great tone to her voice. So I would have liked to have seen her maybe take off a little bit in addition to that hook going, strong hook and everything at the end to just kind of raise it a little bit. But that might just be me. I don't know. But yeah, I like the song. I think it's very well done and uh, suggestions in it sounds like there's an H3000 harmonizer or something on her vocal, but she's such a good vocalist. I would pull it back just a hair because that effect to me, her voice, she can actually sing, so you enhance it, but it should almost sound just bigger and but kind of invisible. I give this one I give that a 8.5 too. I like it.
0.5. All right, Mishka.
Is it just me? Am I the only person who thinks she sounds a little like Donna Summer? um, she has the same kind of twang in her tone. I feel like this song has too many sections before the hook. I think you lose one of those two sections before that hook and get straight to the hook because I think it's just too many. But I love your voice. I think I think if you kind of nail that, I think you'll kind of pull it together. For me, I'm going to give it a 7.5.
Clint. Clint, you're next.
Intro might have been a little too long. I love the groove. I love her voice. I mean, this is a great performance as well. I think we talked about this. This girl can sing. There was some fun harmonic surprises at the beginning, and I was like, oh, keep that going. Be courageous harmonically. It didn't happen that much. I think the lyrics were solid, easy to write music to. This would have really helped with the bridge. And I think this just kind of stuck out what Mishka was saying, that the sectional variation, some of those tiny details things, or some of the structure stuff. And again, I always talk about the tiny details because you want them to disappear. And I think there could have been some attention there in the edit. Key takeaway, it's a solid song. It's a great vibe, awesome voice, edit, and a bridge would have helped a lot. 7.5 out of 10.
I love the vibe of the song. I love the singer's voice. I definitely feel like it took far too long to get to the hook, which is that was my favorite part. That's the most powerful part of the song. Definitely would love to hear some strong ad-libs at the end, like Khalik was saying. I love the confident message. I'm a fighter, I'm a warrior. We all love to hear that. I would just say work on the structure a bit more and get to that awesome hook quicker. I'm going to give it a 7.5.
7.5. Great song. Probably the line of the night, B misses up again. I never heard that one before. All right. Wonderful. Keep writing. Keep writing. Keep writing. Let's go to the next song. This one is Canada. Oh, Canada. Go Little Girl by NQ featuring Zara. NQ featuring Zara. Go Little Girl.
Little girl wants to be famous, wants to travel the world, sign her autograph. she's fine. One day she'll be on cloud nine. It'll be a time to shine. Got that talent, people say she's gonna be someone someday. Since birthday, the one everyone's been waiting for. Oh, little girl, you've reached the goal. Got what you want, found yourself. It's what you dream. You will succeed, I'm sure. That's you up there on the stage, then on the radio. Oh, little girl, girl, that show. Boy, little girl, you've reached your goals, got what you want, found yourself. It's what you dreamed, you will succeed, I'm sure. That's you up there on the stage, then on the radio. Oh, little girl, kill that show. Oh, little girl, you reached your goals, got what you want, found yourself. It's what you dream, you will succeed, I'm sure. That's you up there on the stage, then on the radio. Oh, little girl, kill that show.
Okay. Now, we're going to start with Clarissa on this one. Clarissa, what do you think?
I love the concept of the song. It's very relatable for young people with big dreams. I can definitely relate to that song. Really cool vocal tone. The voice sounds really youthful, so I think like this artist will sound even more amazing in a year or two from now. Love the message. It's very positive, very encouraging, and I think the youth, really, really need that. I think the song is way too long. The intro and the outro could be cut down. I found that there were a lot of spaces in the song where there was no singing that I thought could be maybe fixed by working on the phrasing and the structure more. It tends to drag on a little bit in some parts, like I'm waiting for a vocal to come in. I love what I believe to be the pre-chorus, the "she's got talent," people say. I love that melody. That's my favorite part of the song. I think that part should be repeated again just to really solidify that section of the song. I think just work on the structure of it, shorten it, and I think it'll be really awesome. I'll give it a 7.
I give it a 7. All right. Khalik, what say you, my friend?
Yeah, it's this song is cute. It's funny. The singer, she sounds very young, so it fits the poor go little girl, whatever it is. Um, I think what they should do really that would help take it up to another level is, first of all, it's way too long, like everybody says. So look where you can cut out some stuff. But secondly, it has like kind of a tribal electronic feel, so them toms that were back there with that drum beat, they just got the kick and the snare up there, but get them toms up there so that you get that tribal thing going, and then they got some electronic stuff going back in there with the instruments. And as she's saying her thing, there should be like a call and response between the vocals and the instruments. It'll make it really interesting and good. And it has that throwback kind of that Korg M1 sax that was like the first sample sax on a keyboard. That little cheesy thing is it's funny to hear that come back, but it's its own little sonic hook. I think if it's cut down and just gets to the point and gets a little more rhythmic stuff in there, this song has some nice stuff going with it. So I'll give it a 7.5.
7.5. Mishka.
Okay, again, first, sound man, whoever you are, can you not mute me while I'm speaking? Because it's so distracting. Here's what I want to say. Young lady, you can sing. And again, you're singing in the wrong key. So I'm going to blame that on NQ. Please raise her keys. Let her sing a little higher. I started working with Janae when she was 12 years old. And I'm going to tell you right now that this young lady is a Janae in the making. But you're going to have to raise her keys and let her sing up a little higher, because she really needs to be up at least 3 semitones. She's really a great young singer. The song is really, really adorable. And I kind of feel like those sections where there is no singing, your ad-libs that you're singing a little too late should just be a little earlier. And I think if you just kind of unleash her, let her do her thing in those spots, fill up those spaces with some of her beautiful ad-libs, because I think she's really got it. Because the structure of the song to me is kind of disjointed, I'm not going to give it as high a score as I would had you had this key up a little bit higher. But she's a tremendous singer. What a freaking find. I'm going to give it a 7.5.
7.5.
Great singer.
Thank you,
Okay,
Mishka.
so yeah, so everybody talked about the length. We know that, and again, I kind of want to go back to what Ray said about this is really a feedback loop, and I got to give an applaud for young artists to have the courage to submit songs. Maybe they're early in their careers, early in their songwriting, but I really got to just tip a hat to the courage, because it's really courageous to do this stuff and to put yourself out there, and I think that's fantastic. A super interesting voice, okay, and the groove is kind of cool. Now, this is just maybe me, but I think you got to be careful with this thing I'll call the millennial vocal stylings. There's a whole bunch of them: the whisper, the whoop, this, that. And this one I call speak sing. And you had a ton of classic, the major third whoop that's out there. And if you're going to do it, you got to do it. And, I think that there's so much potential here. I think it'll evolve on its own. I just always say be mindful, because it's everywhere. Not having a bass line, it's stylistic maybe, but it always makes, with no counterpoint for the harmony with the bass line, makes it a little bit less interesting sometimes. Now there's something here, Mishka talked about it, she has an authentic quality, and although I think it's in the rough diamond state, but this is something big here. I think this is a really wonderful, authentic voice. Song's okay, right? I think if you took the litmus, is one of my favorite litmuses, if you take the song away from the production, away with the hooks, and just tinkled it on a piano or strummed it on a guitar, I think all the things that could be better about the song would just jump out you go, I can't repeat that again, I can't do that again. I think the whole song would be exposed if you took it back and played it on a guitar and sang it. What came out of that session would then fix everything, in my opinion. Lyrically, I think it's a lot of I focused. I don't talk about lyrics that much, but this was, very first person. I'm feeling. I love the simplicity of that, but ultimately, to me, lyrics get really, really, really interesting when they're metaphors and similes that evoke feelings. My key takeaway: Very interesting, potentially authentic artist, quality voice. There is a storyteller in the making. The production was creative, but tread lightly with no bottom end. The song needs edits, but I can't wait for her next song and then the next one and so on. Because of some of the things that are new and it's a beginner's, we're at the beginning, 7 out of 10.
It was way too long. At the end, even after the singing, there was some instrumental stuff at the end, which has absolutely no value. Uh, Pack your stuff in a shorter time. Organize your musical ideas. Try to keep it evolving. Try to keep it less predictable. And please don't drone on the same section over and over and over again. It looks like you guys didn't know what you're going to do. You were just kind of marking time. Don't do that. Otherwise, very good effort, and keep submitting your songs. NQ featuring Zara. Next, the song that we will cover is Justine Willis, who did very, very well last week or last month. She's got a new song here today called, is that Tina or Tina? I'm not sure. But here it is.
Hey, 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 where have you been? Under the moonlight that kisses your skin, she don't see nothing but cornflower blue. So many lovers, too many, too few.
Don't mute anymore.
Dancing down fireflies meet. Make around, sing around, roses so sweet. Kick the cans, get the rope, spin till you fall. And never tell, never tell, never tell a soul. Hey, yeah, 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 where branches She don't see nothing but indigo sky. Now you are free. Don't look back. Don't ask why. Now you are free. Don't look back. Don't ask why.
All right. Justine Willis again. Khalik, you up first, my friend.
Okay, Justine is just solid. I like what's going on. Love her voice. The only thing with this one, to me, there's positive and negatives because I love being surprised, and there were some surprises thrown in throughout the song. You know, I guess 3/4 is back. You know, 6/8, 5/4, whatever we're going trying to get it. It's all time. You know, and I like getting surprised like that every now and then. Is it too much? Or was it too far down? I don't know. I probably had to listen to it a few times. It started feeling long to me after a while. But I mean, there, you know, just solid. You know, I love what's going on. I'll say 8.5.
8.5. Good marks there, Justine. Mishka, what say you?
Justine is solid, solid, solid. This song didn't affect me the way the last one did. I'm still wondering why it's Tina and not I Want You, but I think it's a really solid song. I love a lot of the vocal things you're doing and like the addition of those backgrounds that you bring it at the top of the second hook. You're doing really great stuff. But I'm gonna give this one an 8.
8. All right, Clint, what do you say?
Yeah, so we talk about intros all the time, and you know, if this is another variation in the modern era, the intro was long, but the voice was in it, right? So bang, right away we hear voice. So this is the variation you can add in your writing style if you want to have a little bit more of a harmonic introduction, it's a bit longer. But she brought the voice in right away. That's key. It's not about, you know, the intro being too long. It's just that we want to get to the voice as quickly as possible. So that's another example of an artist using the modern era of streaming about how to do that. I'm a real fan of her voice and her performances. So I'm just a fan. Again, I think it's 12/8. I think I listened to it a couple times now. It's not 3/4, 6/4, but it's 12. It's a 12/8 vibe. It's a slow 12/8 vibe, which I think is kind of cool. And also, I think there was some really interesting structure stuff on harmonic variation, which is nice for me. Again, I got to call out, I'm not a lyric guy. I am, but usually third. But this, I got sucked in and read the lyrics and loved them. So I think she's a poet, and I think she writes really interesting lyrics that is important and hard to do. Again, I think the sectional variation stands out for me. So I think the song has legs, but it's 2 big edits away from being great. I think there's enough details in here already that if you edited this down to 3 minutes or in that area, 3 to 3.5 minutes, I think this song would blow up. So my key takeaway is great triple time vibe, wonderful artist voice, well written and interesting lyrics, strong sectional variation with decent development, but edit down to 3 minutes, give or take 20 seconds. If you get it down to this, a 3 minutes or something in the 3-minute soft song and really paid attention to those details, this song's good, really good. 8 out of 10.
Clint, I'm going to ask you just to follow up there. What should the song be called, my friend?
Oh, I think what you would say and what Misha said, it shouldn't be called Tina. It's exactly what Misha said. I can't remember what the lyric was now, but that's the name of the song.
Yeah, but there's nothing in here about Tina.
Yeah,
okay.
I know. That's why.
Maybe it is.
Yeah.
All right, she can answer that, I guess, later on. Clarissa, you get to vote.
I was definitely confused about the title. Oh, I thought it was an error maybe because I don't see any Tina in the song. But I freaking love her voice, love her style. I love how it starts off with just the piano and the vocal, then it slowly builds up. And also her vocals get a lot stronger as the song went on. I think she's a really good songwriter. She like paints a picture in my mind, very descriptive language. And I quote, "She don't see nothing but cornflower blue." I love it. I found that one section that was that was really different from the rest of the sections. I thought that was really interesting. It was a cool change. If I had to change something, I think I would say that right after that section that I just mentioned, the one that's really different, maybe remove the section right after that part and then immediately get back into the I want you, I want you. I think that would make a bigger impact, but I love it. I love her. I'll give her an 8.5.
8.5. All right. My take. I don't have much to say about this song. It's to me. I got lost in here somewhere. I think it's extremely wordy. I think it's too long. I don't understand why it's called Tina. I don't get it. I'm sorry, guys. I'm sorry, Justine. I just don't get it. Next, we have You Can't Help But Love Here. This is the Reverend Bill featuring Brian Pollock. This again, United States. So let me get the name of the song again. You Can't Help But Love Here, bracket, As She's Walking Away. The Reverend Bill featuring Brian Pollock. Well, Reverend Bill. Looks like seminary didn't change you one bit. All right, let's go to Mishka. You're going to start us off.
Reverend Bill, I'm coming to your church. I'm definitely coming to your
The
church,
old
Mr.
dog loses tricks.
I'm gonna tell you, as a song, it's a really good song. Okay, I kind of feel like I'm gonna go in a little bit harder on the recording though, because I feel like the music is recorded so well, and the vocal seems like afterthought. It sounds to me like the vocal was like either live off the floor with a really with the wrong kind of mic. And I feel like you needed to take more care in actually the recording of the actual vocal because the song is actually a really, really good song. Um, I'm gonna give this one an 8. It's a good song.
Clint.
Reverend Bill.
Okay. Okay, so it's a nice retro country rock thing, the intro fine. Oh my God, the recording, the mix. I mean, I had a hard time getting beyond it. Now, here live, it was a little bit easier because it's coming through, but when I had the song in my studio, I almost couldn't get beyond it. So I almost felt like they recorded it with a phone or something. I don't know. Very passable lead vocal, nice quality. So there's country cool. I mean, the guy can sing. So I really kind of enjoyed him, and I wanted to hear more. So that really hurt me. I think the band's performance is fantastic, but the capture hurt me. So here's the hard truth. There's nothing wrong with the song, and it's a good song, and I've heard it a million times. What makes it stand out? It was almost what made it stand out was the singer, which I couldn't hear well enough. So I don't know if I'd remember. So here's my takeaway. Country correct vibe, well performed, badly recorded or mixed, featuring kind of a cliche song that did not offend me at all. But man, I'd enjoy seeing a set of this band live in a heartbeat. For all those things, 7 out of 10.
7 out of 10, Reverend Bill. Clarissa, what do you say?
The song made me smile the whole time. It's a feel good song. It definitely has that live off the floor kind of vibe, kind of like flat sounding. Would love to hear the vocal just more big and upfront. Love the musicianship. This song would be so much fun to listen to live. Everyone dancing. Love that main line. You can't help but love her as she's walking away. Best part. I'm gonna give it an 8. That was a fun song.
I know. Tell her to leave, but I want her to stay. Love that. That's probably the line of the night. Khalik, what do you say, sir?
The song we have heard it a bunch, million times before, but it's a visual thing. I can actually see the scenario. I can see, I actually think what would probably help the recording because the musicianship is good, the singing is good, and everything. So it just seems like when they mixed it, they just put it in reverb and all this other stuff. And this is like in a club or a bar or a honky tonk or whatever. Should just be dry in your face and the story happening. If they take all that stuff off there and get that vocal and have that storyline right there and have the instruments present and clear and present, it's definitely not bad. But we have heard it a million times, so I'll give it a 7.
7. All right. Well, Reverend Bill, you already know what I think. Just come on now. I'm gonna leave it right there. I just love to see your church, my friend. Now let's go to Phil Reinhardt, Siobhan Corsi from United Kingdom. This is King of the Kingdom. King of the Kingdom out of United Kingdom. A lot of kingdoms in there.
The king of the kingdom was born on Christmas Day. That's when God became one of us. A child sent to guide and as it's written in God's word. Then a heavenly host of angels filled the sky. The King of the kingdom was born on Christmas Day. That's when God became one of us. A child sent to guide and show us how to live. Let's give God our gift of praise today. Terrified shepherds tremble with fear. An angel told them, good news I bear. Unto you a Savior's born, the promised Messiah, the Lord. Then a heavenly host of angels filled the sky. The King of the kingdom was born on Christmas Day. That's when God became one of us. A child sent to guide and show us how to live. Let's give God our gift of praise today. The King of the kingdom was born on Christmas Day. That's when God became one of us. A child sent to guide and show us how to live. Let's give God our gift of praise today.
All right, Clint. What do you say?
Yeah, I mean, some of the stuff we already talk about the intros being too long, so it's just a thing. I think we're gonna start just saying intros too long, but this one was, so that's always there. Look, a really beautiful lead vocal voice. Now, I'm not an expert on Christian music, I'm spiritual, but I'm probably a bit of a heathen too. But so it's not something I listen to a lot. But there's always going to be a positive message with it. However, I felt the lyrics were really predictable. I can't fault any of it. But I always like it when specific themes have lyric originality. And then, listen, I curate a lot of music, and I am a massive fan of Lauren Daigle. And lyrically, she's phenomenal. And how she writes and how she takes the themes and makes it so uncliche. She's kind of taken this whole faith thing to a different place. So that really got it to me, So the song's there. There's nothing wrong with it. I think I have a hard time remembering it. The best part was the hook in the chorus, the King of the Kingdom. But again, melodically and harmonically, it felt a little bit predictable. So my takeaway is this is a really polite Christian song, totally nice voice, fair production, but it just felt like I've heard it all before, and it really yearned for original melody and harmony to go with such a positive message. So look, faith is important, worship is as well, but this is about feedback on a song. So the faith part's going to get a 10 out of 10 and the worship a 10 out of 10. But from the song, I think it's a 6.5 out of 10 for me.
Okay. Clarissa, what do you think of Phil?
I like how they started with the chorus first. I think it's a very beautiful melody. I think the vocal should have come in sooner. like around the 9-second mark. I think it was like 18 seconds. Just cut that in half. I thought the song was a bit long. Maybe just do the chorus once at the end instead of twice. I thought the vocals are very pretty. The singer has a lovely storytelling voice. I would have loved the chorus maybe to hit harder and sound even bigger the second or third time around. I think it would benefit from more of a build-up production-wise and maybe even more layers of vocals in the last chorus. I'm going to give it a 7.
7. Okay. All right, Kalik, what say you, my friend?
Yeah, I agree. I mean, same thing we said. The song was just it started being too long. The intro, get right to the voice. Could have had that little lead in with the instruments and then get right to her voice. I think I did need more production to build and grow. I felt that it just once you heard it, you felt you heard it all. It's a nice song, but nothing groundbreaking or anything like that. And there was a section way towards the end that's like, wait, where are we going now? And then it ended with a whole nother instrumental thing, and I was like, well, why? Nothing wrong with the song. It's a great. Oh, I know one thing that I really did like though. I love the angelic background vocals though. I think they actually could have left them out at the very front because they came in right at the very first chorus, and then bring them in later as part of a build. It had a really nice character and texture to them. Nice, solid Christian song, but nothing special and groundbreaking. It's 7.
7. And Mishka.
I like the song. I like the chord changes. There's one thing that bugged me a little bit, and that was the vocal transition between the verse to the pre to the. I like where you're going from the pre to the hook, but the way you're getting into the pre, I'm not really a fan of that. I kind of feel like that first hook should be a half hook, and just come straight in with vocals, a half hook on the top, because it feels like it just goes too long. It takes too long to get to that first hook before we actually hear it after those verses. So I'm going to give it a 7, but I think it's a good song, and I really love her voice.
Mm-hmm. It's great. You know what? There's a lot of, as you guys know, a lot of great musicians are in church. A lot of great singers are in church. A lot of great writers are in church. And there's a lot of good music there that I hope more people who will watch this would feel comfortable putting in their religious music, their Christian music here, because a lot of it is just great. The players, the singers, the production, and they do it all the time. They're doing it every Sunday, all the time. So they're so good at it. So keep it up. Keep sending it in. Got 2 more songs to go. We're almost done. This is Don Coyne. He's from the United States, and his song is called "Gonna Be Okay." Somehow this looks like a heartbreak song. I don't know. Maybe.
Been going through a little blip in history, with problems in the news most every day. It's taken a little time to solve this
good. Clarissa, what do you say?
Love the strong vocals, really great voice. I love how strong the chorus is. Very powerful lyrics, powerful vocals. It's kind of like an anthem. Love the groove of that second bridge. That was really cool. For me, I think I wish there were more dynamics throughout the song. Felt a bit linear in that it was so strong and powerful the whole way through. I would have loved to hear just more of a build up. But I'm gonna give it an 8. It's a good song.
8 out of 10. All right, very good mark. Khalik, what say you?
Yeah, I like it. I mean, it's positive. People need to be uplifted right now, and positive messages are needed. So this would definitely touch a lot of people. There's nothing wrong with it. It's not earth shattering, but it's not. There's nothing wrong with it. The quality levels there. The vocals sound good. So I give it a 7.5.
7.5. All right, Mishka, what do you say?
Kudos to you for writing the pro-vaccine song. um, I'm impressed. I'm impressed that you even got it into a song. Number one, the vocals were great. I'm gonna. There's one thing that I'll say. Clarissa liked the second bridge. To me, I think there's no song on earth that needs two bridges. So either pick the first one or pick the second one and just call it a day. That's all you need. Because I think it's a good song. Made me happy. Well, I'll give you a 7.
7. Clint.
Yeah, I mean, quick intro. I'm good with that. Verse, wonderful lead vocal. I really like the voice. I think it's kind of this cool 80s vibe, that 80s hook in the chorus. Totally in the pocket production with a very solid mix, totally respectable. I could almost hear ABBA singing the chorus hook, and I think that really kind of got me. You hear ABBA singing it, and it was like, oh yeah, this would be an ABBA song almost, which really was the quality for me. The little reggae bridge thing, that was a bit of a curveball. What the hell's that for? I mean, I like weird stuff like that. So almost like do the whole thing kooky like that, but that was a curveball for me. I mean, look, it's a song about the pandemic, so the lyrics kind of echo how we all feel. So cool, right? My takeaway: well performed, well mixed, an 80s feel-good song about the pandemic. I guess it needed to be said. That's great. There's really nothing wrong with the song. The song expressed the lyrics, job done. Might not remember it, but I was sure glad I could hear it. So I really need to know it's going to be okay because I want to have fun this summer. So, but from the song perspective, 7 out of 10.
All right, very brave song. I mean, you trying to get the word Somaliland in there? Anybody that could fit that in there with the Rio Grande in the same line? I mean, you got to get a little extra for that, extra bonus. It's good that you could try to put a good spin on this, and you kind of tricked me because when I heard "Gonna Be Okay," I was like, "Oh no, another sad song." But it was an uplifting song, so it was good. It's a good name for the song, good title, and it worked for me. Last song of the night, it is.
Hey Ray, before you go,
Yep.
Before you go, we missed a couple songs at the top. There was one song that I'd love to close with. Was I'll tell you the title after maybe because nobody got to hear it, and I think it was the standout song of the night.
Okay. We'll listen to this one and then we'll go back to that top one. You mean the Derek Love song?
No, I think it was the Angela Akins one.
Okay. All right, we'll do that.
Oh, we.
All right. This one is Human Race, and the song is called 76. I believe the song is 76. Yes, and the name of the band or the artist is Human Race out of Norway. So here we go.
I remember the year of 76. We were traveling to Germany. We took the
Okay, human race. We're gonna start with you, Khalik. What say you?
Oh, okay. Uh, yeah, I think it has some potential there. To me, and guys, check this out. Sometimes play with the feel. Right now, you're going on an eighth note feel, but this song really has a 16th note feel. That ostinato part it was playing at the end, that's where your motion is. I think if you enhance more of that 16th motion, maybe push that up a little bit more in the back, because right now it's right here and it's not bad, but I think it would propel better if you wouldn't mess with your balances, maybe even trick out your hi-hat a little bit or whatever. In that middle section where it does the break and he's saying, I remember 76, and there's a clean break, the hi-hat's still going. Mute that hi-hat in that part so that it just focuses on that line and then kicks back into the thing. Not a bad song at all. I mean, I'll give it a 7.5.
7.5. All right, Mishka. Human race.
So I kind of feel like you bring in that harmony and that hook way too late. Like I would bring that in because you start the song with kind of a hook and then you go through like two little bridgey versey things. And the next time you come to that hook, I would bring that harmony there because it's a part that kind of opens the song up and makes everything a little bit more exciting. So I would come back in with it. I can't remember who it is from like the 90s. There was like a 90s group in the late 90s from the UK that your voice reminds me of so much. But I like the record. It's cool. I would say let's go 7.
Okay, 7. All right, Clint.
I mean, this is fun. 90s inspired. I'm going to kind of key in the positive stuff first. I think the artist has a real interesting quality to the voice, right? And I don't know if this was the song to showcase the voice, but there's a quality, and I think what Mishka was saying that it might remind me of an artist, but definitely there's potential with that voice in the right song, right place, right setting. The song was a bit predictable for me. Nothing wrong with the production, but was it original? Was it authentic? I mean, I was looking for memorable stuff. I think what got me was that, again, I talk about this variation. Each verse and chorus was pretty much the same, or I felt it was the same. And you should never give away all the details away and then repeat them all. So that's edit, right? So really, for me, the key takeaway was I think this artist has an interesting voice that if in the right laneway has potential. The song and the production was just okay, nothing wrong, but perhaps just too predictable. Just thin that production out, hold back a ton of detail, and let the voice do the storytelling. I think that's the part. If you get that voice up doing the storytelling, and then slowly add variations to sustain interest, it would have been better. But based on all those things, 6 out of 10.
6 out of 10. Thank you. Clarissa, what do you say?
I like the mood of the song. It kind of has this dreamy, nostalgic feeling. It actually gives me kind of a song of the summer sort of vibe. I thought some parts dragged on a little bit. I would say maybe work on the structure a bit more. But my favorite part actually is the storytelling. That's what I love the most about the song. Makes me feel like I'm remembering the year of '76. Wasn't even born yet. But I'm gonna give it a 7.
7. Okay. My takeaway on this song, it's not poetic. Now, to have a refrain that says it was the year of 76, we were touring West Berlin, like you're asking an audience to repeat this over and over again is asking a lot. I don't see it as very poetic. I see it as conversational. This is a blues song. This is a song you sing to one other person, which is perfectly fine if that's the purpose of the artist. But if you're trying to sing something to potentially millions of people, you've got to work a little bit harder on the lyrics and tell a story with a little bit more imagination, a lot more poetic devices. I think this is just it's like a text message, and that cannot be the bar for good songwriting. Absolutely not. No way. So I would say you've got to become more of a poet. If you can't become a poet, then it's the perfect opportunity to tag team with somebody. It's called collaboration. There's probably a great poet somewhere there in Norway in your, within your range, who you could kind of work with to work on some of these lyrics. The music is great, the idea is great, the everything that you're doing is good, but I'm sorry, you cannot ask people to sing. And remember, it was the year of '76. We were touring West Berlin. No, sorry. All right, we're gonna go back.
Love is the answer.
Clint is requesting we do Love is the Answer again. We had a problem at the beginning of this
Quick
broadcast.
question.
Yeah, go ahead. Quick question.
Quick question. Is Gisela, Bella, and Defective Month not going to be part of this?
No, they won't be not in this episode. No.
Okay, gotcha.
So we were asked to play Love is the Answer because this was in the portion of the broadcast that was not aired live. So just an opportunity for you guys to hear it by Angela Akins. She's from Canada. So here we go again.
We were made out of love. You and I, we love. We can fight hatred, pain, and destruction if we choose to love. I believe in your heart. I know you'll stand. If you will trust me, put aside the difference and give love a chance. 'Cause I know you care, and I know you're made of love. If you will join me, love is the answer to heal all the pain. We forgot how to play, how to be loved. We're used to hurting, fighting, and hatred, but we're all the same. And I believe we can teach, but there is fear. The fear to be different, stand as an outcast. Maybe they will laugh. Oh, 'cause I know you care, and I know you're made of love. If you will join me, love is the answer to heal all the pain. Love, love. If you will join me, love is the answer to heal all the pain. Love, love. I know you care, and I know you're made of love. If you will join me, love is the answer to heal all the pain.
All right, Clint, that means we got to start with you, my friend.
Intro of the night, 3 bars, bam, and then you hear the voice and I'm in. So this is a prototypical perfect intro for the modern age. You can't get better than this. Totally pro voice. I mean, completely wonderful, tasty vocal quality. I mean, it's just, it's just that sound, her performance, so relaxed. So she was doing some hard stuff and he doesn't even know it. Great groove vibe, super original. So I really liked the vibe and the groove that it was done. It had a little bit of retroness to it, a little bit of retro plus new. Mishka said this before. I think the sections were perfectly well done, solid lyric hooks in the chorus. If I had anything to say, I think the payoff hook moment was undersold. It was just that thing, you have that such a good verse setup. It's so good like that. It had so much potential. And I think based on that, there's zero wrong with the chorus, but man, the payoff could have been huge. My gut says that the chorus, if it was reworked harmonically, that might be the secret missing link. It's the beware of that harmonic drawing or continual thing, because the chorus had the same similar chord structure. Hard for me to say this, but I think the song was too short. Maybe not, but I think it might have been too short. So my takeaway is this. Totally freaking great voice, quality, and performance. The song is on the 4-yard line. with an ever so close money moment, but I'm a fan of this artist and will remember this vibe and song easily. 9 out of 10.
Okay. All right. Clarissa, you're next.
Yeah, love that short intro, getting into the vocal right away. I think she has an amazing voice. I already knew I was gonna love it as soon as I heard like the first few seconds. It's a really strong song. Definitely agree about the payoff of the hook though. Could have been just bigger because that's a really good chorus. I love the messaging of the song. Love is definitely the answer. Very positive, powerful messaging. Love the repetition of the last line in the chorus twice, just for some more emphasis. Love the addition of those extra backup vocals there that weren't in there the first time. I also give it a 9.
Okay. Khalik.
Yeah, I mean, this is one of my favorites. I think, like I said, the chorus, and we all kind of tied into that. I think the chorus could have probably been maybe a little bit bigger and a little more of a payoff. It may or may not be needed, but to me, and I think it may have been you that mentioned it too, love is the answer is kind of cliche-ish. So maybe go to thesaurus.com and go on a search for maybe another word if possible. It may not be needed, but it wouldn't hurt to look into that. There might be something a little more, a little more impactful. But 8.5.
Yeah, I totally agree with that. As you know, as I said earlier, a song title is something that's meant to catch you and meant to capture imagination. And if you've heard it before, like if you had a song called "I Love You," I don't know how amazing it would be. It might be the greatest song, but this song title probably has been done maybe 1,000 times. So try to challenge yourself to just stay away from the cliches as much as possible, because chances are somebody's done it. I'm sure if we go into Google, we'll find somebody did a song called "Love is the Answer," because it is the answer, right? It's like saying love is good. Yeah, we know it's good. Mishka.
Maybe. Hello? Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you now.
Yep.
I said maybe she should have called it Tina. Right?
Now you're throwing me under the bus.
Tina's the answer.
Okay, so
Tina's the answer.
to me, when you what my comment originally was, I feel like that note that you're hitting on the I know, like you're kind of giving it like you're kind of making it very soft when you hit it. And when you do the breakdown hook, you're basically singing the same style over the breakdown hook as you are over the original hooks. To me, you should be coming with, I know you care. Like that note you should be digging into that thing. And I feel like that I'm missing. And because I'm missing that, I'm not going to give you as high a score as I would have. There's also another thing. If you're going to do love, love, love as a background part, I want to hear every single one of those background parts sound the same. I don't want you to be doing a love and then one of doing love. It just doesn't sound right. So to me, work on the precision of those parts that you're doing. And when you hit that hook, give it to them. Like just dig in there and give it to them. But I love the retro track. I said that before. I love that vibe, but you got to dig. You got to dig in there when you hit the top of that hook over a retro track like this. You just got to punch it a little bit more. So I'm going to give you a 7 on this. But I think you're really good. And I'm going to tell you one other thing that I feel like is going on, but I wasn't there when you recorded it. But I would put my money on it that while you were singing, you were reading. And I don't think you ever get the kind of performance that you need to get when you're reading. And I can feel like I can see you there reading as you're singing, because it doesn't sound like you've owned the song within you. It doesn't feel like you've kind of inhaled the lyric. And I think you're going to have to figure out how to just look at a lyric and take it in. And you wrote it, so just suck it into your brain and sing it live. And I think you're going to make it 10 times better the next time. But you're dope. Go ahead, Canada.
All right. Well, thank you to everybody. We went way over. We had some technical issues. I want to thank again our sponsor for tonight, Steinberg, and I want to give another plug to our sponsor from last time because we didn't. IK Multimedia, both companies have supported IMSTA and supported what we're doing here. I want you guys to continue to write great songs, send them in. It doesn't matter. We're looking for songs with lyrics. We've seen some instrumental. It's difficult in this kind of format to critique instrumental music against music with lyrics. So keep it with music with lyrics, guys. That's what we're looking here to critique. That's what our panel's set up really to handle. I want to thank Clarissa, Khalik, Mishka, and Clint again for giving up their part of their Saturday night for this. We do have a winner. It is KO and Effects Music. Their song, which was
I deserved it.
very difficult to not like. Come on now. Stop Signs. Very well produced. I think you guys did a fantastic job. Keep it coming. I had nothing really I could say about it. It was a great production. And any last comments from anybody here before we tune out?
I have one last thing. One last thing about the song that won. The note that she goes to on that pre-hook is really beautiful. Like when you hit that note on that pre-hook, when you actually went with that chord, the way that it changes, you have me there. And so I got to applaud you. Really, really great job.
I got one thing, Ray.
Mm-hmm.
I'll make this as quick as possible because it came up last session, and I don't know if people were here for that. But we had that song from the Korean Boy, and there was a lot of chatter on the chat about how that some of us thought it was great. And there's just a little thing I want to bring up about this. Isn't songs are songs, tracks are tracks. I have a feeling about this. If you think about it, a great song is a great song, and we're not just talking about songs. Because if it was about just a song, we wouldn't have given that thing any kind of critique like we did. And the example I'm going to use is Gangnam Style. It's a terrible song, okay? It's terrible. But man, come on. It's a great track, and that track can be remixed 1,000 times, and you'll always hear the song. If you tinkle Gangnam Style on the piano, it sounds like nothing. If you tinkle White Christmas on a piano, it's a great song. Hey Jude, it's a great song. So for me, I always separate what I think is a song, but it doesn't take away when it's a really good track. And hip hop has really taken to this thing. It's a whole different thing. And for me, you can remix any track and the original track will always be there. Any Drake song can be remixed. You'll never mistake it. And songs can be strummed on a guitar. So when we liked that song last week by that Korean kid, it wasn't that it was a great song. It was just, wow, that was a real hooky ass piece of stuff that, man, if that got radio play, it was a great track. So I just wanted to call this out because there was a lot of people that were kind of saying we were nuts for liking that song. No, it wasn't a song. It was just a really potentially dope track. That's my saying.
Very good.
Hey, you guys can have you can have your opinion about whatever you want, audience. But unlike you, I actually have results. I have sold many millions of records. So when I tell you something has a potential, I mean it, and I'm coming from a place where I actually know what I'm talking about. So go ahead and text whatever you want and put what you want in the chat. But if you actually listen to the song and listen to what I'm listening to, you might learn something.
And I have to say, I had an aha moment because at first I didn't get the song. I put my hat down, sat down, listened based on what Mishka had actually his critique. Yeah, it's a very catchy song, and actually the gentleman is from Hong Kong, and yeah, he does have. I would like to hear what else he has.
I do. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what I'd like
very
to
creative.
Yeah. All right.
Sounded like a hit.
Thank you, guys. Until the next time, we'll see you guys in about a month when we have episode number 4. Keep the great songs coming in. Keep writing. And remember to buy the software you use. Brought by all these wonderful people behind here, making you guys all the tools to make your music go home. Fantastic. All right. Bye-bye. Good night.
See y'all. Bye.
Okay.